To take off the door belt weather strip from a 2009 Focus. So the door belt weather strip is this section along here. So what we're going to do inside the car, this will be up here. This you literally just pull it off carefully because obviously there's wires in here. You don't want the wires to become a hazard, disconnected. You don't want to harm the wires. This plug will be in here. The clip is at the bottom, so you'll have a tricky time undoing that, but the clip is at the bottom. You push it up, pull it out. It's a little tricky, but you'll get it out of there. And then you have 4 bolts like this. I think they're, what were they, 10 millimeter?
Yep.
10 millimeter bolts. And you have one here, one over here, and one down here. You just loosen them, and then you could undo them with your fingers. So now that all of the bolts, the 3 bolts holding in the door mirror are undone, we can take off the mirror. That'll remove just like so, no problem. And the issue that we have with these is that this is a sponge which absorbs the water, and if we have this at the right angle, you could actually see, well, water will drip off if it's at the right angle. Yeah, water's dripping off there. And so it becomes kind of rusty. This is all sponge that rusts off of the car. And so that's what happens. It basically
corrodes.
Yeah, it'll corrode a little bit in where some of these grooves are in the bolts, and then the door belt weather strip starts to bubble up in here. And to get the weather strip off now, we will have to undo one more little nut to get the bolt off, which is hooked up to the door belt weather strip. So that one, I believe, was a 12 millimeter maybe, but yeah, I'd have to look into that. You know, just figure it out yourself. So we'll take that off next. Now that that little nut is off, it's very easy to remove the door belt weather strip. Usually you'll probably want to start from this side here. Oh, could you hold this for me, Dad? Oh, hands are wet from that spongy thing. And careful that when you close the door that the wires here don't get smushed in anything. Alright, so now we just kind of lift it pretty much straight up. But on the edge here, of course, you do have the
nut?
The nut going through there, or the bolt, I guess. Because I already took the nut off.
Yep.
So as you're lifting, you kind of want to pull it out so that the bolt comes out.
Show that.
See the bolts right there?
Right.
And yeah, so the whole strip is fine except for this little section here, right by the mirror where all the water flows in. And you see, it's all rusted here, very corroded here. Quite a lot of corrosion in there. There we go. We really see it. And it was even worse than this on the other side, so unfortunately, that seems to be a issue with the Focus. So that's the piece of foamy stuff that's on the mirror. And so Dad's actually going to wring it out just to show you how much water stays in there. Look at that. And all that water just stays collected in there. And then goes in all the different holes. Yeah. All this water. Get a nice reflection of the rims in that little puddle of water there, Dad. Ooh, look at them rims. Now what we're going to do here, we're going to chisel this stuff off a little bit, sand it, and then put a rust-proof paint coat on there. And it won't help this. This maybe we'll put some sort of silicone around there just so it I'm only keeping the car for another couple years anyway. So anyway, that's it. Door belt weather strip 09 Focus.